You better shit with him this year. That's all I'm saying. Do your thing with him this year. That's all. I was gonna make niggas fear that nigga. That's all. Niggas would have been fearing that shit. Like, oh my God, not him. Like fearing it. You throw the ball too much. Not me. I'm getting my butt ball on. I'm on some snake shit this year. 50 carries.
20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner,
No, I don't. No, the fuck I don't.
He has taken the lead. And they use that
Pro Bowl special. Send it up, god damn it. Send it to the wife too, god damn it. So she can say Mrs. Goodell on this bitch. Bro, that shit was a good. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That was a good game. That shit reminded me of Buffalo and Ravens when Buffalo beat the Ravens in the up there in that fucking cold ass weather. Tucker kept missing all them extra points and shit and field goals and shit. That's how that game felt. And that's how he going to see. That's the crazy thing, because he going to retire this year. There's no way he's sticking around. He old as shit, and he got to go out knowing that he lost the motherfucking Ravens. He going to go out knowing he lost the Ravens a shot at the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Fucking missing all types of shit. Hoodie said, who number 17? I said, Angelo Griffin. He said, man, that shit 3rd and 13. Wide the fuck over. He said, that shit scared me, bro. I said, that was the game right there. I said, uh-oh, shit over. I seen that shit fall. You know how you just see it? Like, oh my God, he just did that. Uh-oh. Threw that bitch up. Oh, fucking. He turned robot on me. Nope, we're not doing nothing. We just running, coach. We just running, coach. We ain't here to play. Oh my God, that shit fell. I had to punt too. I wasn't even on a 40 when that shit happened. I was sick. Like, put your fucking hands up. I done clicked on you and everything. All you gotta do is catch the fucking ball. Boo! Then I hold him to the field goal, get the ball right back, post butt naked. He did his hoodie shit, bro. Now see, that's part of the game though. You fall asleep on shit like that because you know hoodie all year been getting blitzes with his corners and shit himself. But he said I hiked him and he was stuck on the DN when he made that play. Fucking strip sack the shit out of me, post wide the fuck over, and I'm ready to let that bitch go. Sack, fumble. My lineman pick it up, get the first down run, all you down to like the 2-yard line, and then get hit and fumble. He scooped that bitch all the way to the 12. I was mad as hell. Oh my God. Great fucking game. Hope the Super Bowl give us a good game like that too, man. We got 2 new guys in the Super Bowl. We live too. Where Mrs. Goodell at? She tuned in yet? All right, we fucking live, baby.
Long ass off season, man.
But part of it was my fault too, though. Fault.
No, fuck that.
Oh my God.
Shit, daddy, man. Just call a speed, man. That's the problem. We're being honest. You gotta be radically honest.
Where we at right now, man? Right now, we're going to go to the playoff bracket right now. And we never really got a good conversation on really what happened after the wild card rounds. We talked about the divisional rounds. The 2 teams that represented the AFC and the AFC championship was the Buffalo Bills and Coach Hoodie versus the Baltimore Ravens and Coach Ant. Fuck it. We're going to be brutally truthful. All right, so we look on the other side. Now, the matchup was a rematch from last year on the NFC side. You had the New York Giants and the number 1 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, if you got eyes, you can see the scores. You see the yellows on here, and you can see what type of games we had. It got ugly in Tampa Bay. In a very beautiful day game, night game, very beautiful too, man. Teams went out there, they sweating and shit because it's hot as hell out there. They play football, but at the same time, over here in Buffalo and New York, upstate New York, where the weather was a definite play in this game, man. I mean, you see a 12-6 game, it would look like nobody scored a touchdown, and that's partially true. The Buffalo Bills kicked 4 clutch field goals to win their game 12-6 in that ball game. We'll talk about both these ball games. I spent time watching the first half of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Giants, but I didn't really see the second half. Although I talked to both coaches about the game, so I will probably be able to give you some input on what happened in the second half. And most of you guys watching, because I know when I tuned in, it was like 12 motherfuckers watching. That was the game. I apologize, you guys wasn't going to see me broadcasting a fucking game in the playoffs, period. And it's not because, Ants, the commissioner, can do what he wants to. I struggled with connection all year moving into where I moved at. And I just, I'm not giving myself a situation where, I'm playing a game and, the internet is in effect of it. Now, it's been very much fine since, I had the company come out and, fix some things. We've been playing pretty good, so hopefully I'll better get back to broadcasting and be comfortable in those games, but I wasn't going to chance it at all. So I apologize that you guys couldn't see, the Ravens, any of the Raven games this year. But we're going, but going forward, we'll figure it out. Let's go. All right. So before we get to the Pro Bowl conversations and the Super Bowl talk, or the matchups, as you can see, number 1 seed versus number 1 seed. I think if you was to ask Hoodie, if I was to interview Hoodie, you would think that his crucial moment was, beating the Broncos in the regular season and watching the Ravens lose games in the regular season that put them in a situation outside of the shot to be able to get in that first seed. I think the first seed had the opportunity to win in these playoffs, although the Ravens from the 3rd seed played really well on the road in the divisional round, and even in that championship round, it was a struggle. They played with a brand new quarterback that they brought in around week 10 after the Bucs lost. They brought another quarterback in, Anthony Iverson, and they rolled it out with him. They said they're going to ride or die with him. I think their expectations wasn't as high as it would have been with Lamar on the field. But they still, Raven preaches Raven excellence. So, we thought, we were better get to the dance with that guy. Talking to Hoodie after the game on the phone, he praised the quarterback that was on the field. So it makes me feel like I did the right thing. Moving on from Lamar Jackson and dealing with Anthony Iverson. Now, he made some errant throws in the game. Some of it was due to weather, but the kid played like a champion in that game. He wanted to win. But Buffalo and that home crowd with the elements, they wanted it a little bit more. And that wanting it a little bit more, they made the plays at the right time in that game. We had a lot of penalties in that game. I think this is that was one of the first games where I played a game where I seen at least 6-7 penalties. All right. So wifey is home. That's why she ain't lock in and say anything on the joint. So she about to come up here and cuss me the fuck out for losing and all that shit. But let's dig into it. Let's dig into, stat lines over here. All right. So the rematch game from last year's NFC Championship game, the New York Giants. Now, let's talk about the New York Giants' path to that NFC Championship. Let's just talk. And I'm going to say some things. I'm going to be truthful Ant right now. This is real nigga Ant Ray talk and that real conversation. You either going to like what I say or you don't. And, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you think anyway. So here we go. All right. The Giants, the Bucks, and the Cardinals, those 3 teams. As much as we talk about, it don't matter, what it comes down to now is, out of those 3 teams, the person that get the number 1 seed, and I'm saying this going forward, whoever gets the number 1 seed is going to be in the best situation. Because here's why. The number 1 seed gets to escape a tough game at this point right now. And until somebody else steps up in the NFC, it's a 3-headed monster over there when it comes down to the playoffs. All right? You're going to deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right? You're going to deal with a really, really, really good football team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're going to deal with a really good football team with the New York Giants and a coach that a system in Tampa Bay. That's what you're going to deal with, a fucking excellent football team with a system. Then you're going to deal with the New York Giants, who has a excellent football team, but then they move a lot, so they become. I think the Giants kind of like are baby Ravens in this, and no disrespect to Max, nothing like that, but like he does what I do, which is trade and get rid of a lot of players, so you're starting new guys all the time. But the coaching that he does keeps him, as an elite player, and keeps him, always being there at the end. Now, when it comes down to the Cardinals, Giants, and the Bucks at this point right now, what happens is the first seed is gonna have the coast, because then they don't gotta play one of those tough teams until to the NFC Championship. It's just that simple. So the first seed is always going to be in the best situation, because whoever comes in don't come in the first seed, they're gonna have to face one another eventually. And as long as the Giants and the Cardinals are swapping that second and third, they're gonna have to meet each other before the NFC Championship game. So that gives the first seed almost a free run again, until somebody else in the NFC steps up and start making that a challenge, where it's 4 teams in that division. I mean, that conference that can step up. But the moment, if the Giants were the number 1 seed, that means the Bucks and the Cardinals will have to face off in the divisional round. Simple as that. Or if the Cardinals are the first seed, that means the Bucks and the Giants facing off. You get what I'm saying? So whoever's sitting at that 1 seed, they don't necessarily get a bye week in the divisional round, but it's not an uncomfortable situation in the divisional round. So going forward, I think the first seed will mean a lot over there. Wow, we got guys that's stepping up right now. So some of the teams that I think, are in stride to be able to make that a 4-head monster over there are teams like the Cowboys, the Lions, the Eagles. Those guys can, change that narrative. But until that changes, and my theory is 100% right, because you look at the Bucks playing the Eagles, look what you get: 63-31 ball game, and then you look at the Giants and the Cardinals plays a 3-point game down there. I think with the AFC side, you have a 4 to 5 guy. I think, and that doesn't mean I'm saying the AFC is better than the NFC or nothing like that. I'm just saying, through us in our competition over here, it's a little bit more teams that can really do it or come from anywhere, because I still don't think the number 1 seed guarantees themselves, a shot to play in the AFC Championship every year at all. But you got the Bills at this point now, and they're still a rising team. The Broncos got the Patriots. I still think the Dolphins and the Ravens. I think so. You get 4 teams out of all those guys that can at any moment beat each other. So, I think it's a little bit more balanced there, so it really doesn't matter. But I think in that NFC, until we get the Eagles to step up, the Lions to step up, the Cowboys to step up, because I think if the Cowboys is playing home games in the playoffs instead of away games, I think they're in a situation. Now, Falk, I was talking a little bit to Erica about this, but it doesn't, in the playoffs, it's no longer it's no longer coach against coach anymore since this came out. It hasn't been coach versus coach. Me as a coach, and if I can outcoach you or not, ain't the answer to winning games nowadays. The game has put things in place for scenarios that happen, and anything can happen in any game, and you can't control it, right? So sometimes you better hope the ball bounce your way. Hope Madden puts you in a better situation than it does your opponent. But we're past the who's the better coach at the time, who outcoached each other in that game. Like, even in me and Hoodie's game, it wasn't who outcoached it. We both did a hell of a good job coaching, especially defensively. Hell of a job coaching. But it was moments in that game that the Bills can look back and be like, God damn, situations. And the Ravens can look back and be like, God damn, situations. I mean, they put you in a situation right away. They'll give you a +10 break tackle on all your fucking players in a heartbeat in the playoffs, right? The one thing I think Madden got right was the weather element. That's part of the game, man. And if you're not a person that have to go play in that, or you go play in the weather and you can absolutely feel the difference playing in the weather, you know the game, EA got it right there. I think they completely got it right in the weather game because that shit really matters. Matters. Now all this extra scenario shit, you know what I mean, momentum still in, DDA, plus 12 break tackles and all that shit for the birds. At the end of the day, you just want to lose because you lost coaching. You got out coached by the person you playing. Simple as that. And sometimes the game doesn't allow the better coach to win the game at all. All right, so with that being said, let's look at our our championship matchups that we waited on, right? All right, we go. So the Bucks and the Giants kicked off last night, late night, 38, 8, 9 o'clock at night. 38-17, the Bucks picked themselves in the playoff, in the Super Bowl for the first time this year on a 38-17 win. So you look at the box score, 284. They won offensive yards gained, 204 to 98 on the ground, 80 yards passing to 171, 16 first down to 13. And the game is lost right here. The Giants will take more chances in a game like this than the Bucks would, and that's just all it comes down to. Max was putting himself in a situation that he maybe shouldn't have. You can't throw 3 interceptions to a team that says, I'm not throwing the ball today at all. You have to stop my running back. Simple as that. And if you don't stop my running back, you have to deal with things like this. I'm going to have the ball longer than you, 17:52 to 14:05. Now, I like the time of possession because that's not something that would have been like, oh my God, but ball USA. You don't look at the time and see that. You know what I mean? 20 to 8, shit like that. 20 plus to 7 minutes, things like that. But 14 minutes to 17:52. So 18 minutes to 14 minutes ain't nothing to be like, man, they butt balled the shit out of them, blah blah blah. But the Tampa Bay started 3 games, 17 points in that second quarter was crazy, and that was the turnover quarter for the most part. And then a big fourth quarter, 15 points in that fourth quarter, put the Giants away and put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Coach Craig in his first Super Bowl. All right, so Bradshaw, 70%, 89 yards passing, but Elijah Manning, the quarterback that I asked, has he had his legacy game yet? He comes out and he shits the bed in the championship game, 52.4, 192, 1 touchdown, 3 INTs. He was sacked twice as well. Ruggs, 27 carries. He went, 7.6 yards a pop, 2 touchdowns. He stepped all the way the fuck up and was vital in the Bucks moving forward. Now, to the house had a good game, 5.1 yards a carry, but when you're down like the way you are because of your turnovers, you can't really rely on that run game to really, get you back into a game you're losing big. Not going to see too much from the receivers. Puhana played well for him the entire playoffs. He scored in every game. Again, you really didn't see too much going on in the passing game here. Looked like a big lead, a lead that happened, and then in the second half, you control the game. You slow the game down. You let that clock tick as much as you can, and you limit the offense possessions for your opponent, and you make it harder for them to come back because the time runs out. If you can play 6 play drives and waste 24 seconds on a play clock. You're taking a lot of time off the clock, especially if you're putting 6 to 8 play drives together or even more. You can completely kill a whole second half. And I think the Bucks said, we're not going to go do anything to lose this game. We want to get there, and to get there, we know we already in control. We did what we had to do in the first half, so let's not do anything stupid in the second half. And I think that's why you didn't really see too much passing going on from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So shout out to top tier Craig for getting himself into a Super Bowl for the first time, 38-17, convincing win at that. On the other side of things, you had the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens match off in a 12-6 ball game, and Coach Hoodie gets himself into the Super Bowl for the first time as well. So shout out to Coach Hoodie. The offensive total yards gained 240 to 230. It was 10 yards separates the two teams. 138 on the ground, 91, 92 passing yards to 149, 11 first downs to 13. And there's the game, 3 turnovers to 2. 16-29 to 15-31. Great job. So if you look at the first half, 6-6 in the first half. So The Buffalo Bills kicked 2 field goals. They kicked 1 field goal right before halftime. Ravens scored a touchdown and missed the extra point. In that first half, the Ravens missed 2 field goals in that first half. So we go into halftime 6-6. 0, as you can see, look, defensive game like crazy. 0-0, third quarter. And 2 field goals happened in this fourth quarter for Buffalo. And no points scored at all for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the way that game ended was plays being made. Plays that needed to be made wasn't made, and plays that had to be made was made, if that makes sense. So Buffalo made some key plays on defense. They got a strip sack twice. Strip sack, lineman picked it up, get another strip, picks that up, take it to the 12-yard line, get their second field goal in the second half to put them up 12-6. Baltimore gets the ball back, goes down, miss a wide open 3rd and 13. Wide open fade route. The guy just didn't react to the football. Ball bounced right in front of him. Punt the ball. They get the ball back. We get the stop. They leave us 54 seconds. And we get a long bomb after being sacked. No timeouts. Clock running out. We catch a bomb to like the 20, maybe 15-yard line. Time run out. That's how that game went. Hell of a fucking ball game. But Buffalo, that home crowd, the elements, and the way the coach coached that game won them a ball game in that game. Because what they did was they made it hard on each other. Look at the quarterbacks. Look at this. 76 QB rating, 38.8. Mike Weber, 167. He threw 2 picks. Although Iverson threw a touchdown, he also threw 2 picks. Both teams' quarterbacks were sacked 3 times. But in those 3 sacks, Weber got sacked 3 times. Oh, well. Iverson got sacked and strip sacked, which won the Buffalo Bills the football game. 58%, 50%. Obviously, they wasn't doing too much of nothing there. But here's where the game was won right here. Casey Fields had a monster playoff until this game. 3.6 yards a carry ain't going to cut it. No touchdowns out of that boy. Danger Griffin, he didn't do anything either. 4.1, 13 carries, 53 yards. JC Fields, 6 carry, 47 yards, 7.8 yards a carry. Just wasn't there now. Here we go. You look at the 2 quarterbacks, they did make plays in this game with their feet, but 4 carries for 41 yards, 3 for 23. And the game is here. Weber fumbled, but his fumble went out of bounds and got him the first. Our fumble lost us the game. That's how the game went. Simple as that. So it was a hell of a game. You look on the defensive side, I think an MVP will come from somewhere on this defensive side. Let's see what it was. Here you go, right here. Devin Hall, the 2 sacks, because one of the sacks was a strip sack that got the Bills the ball back, and they got to their 12-yard line off a scoop in that game. So shout out to him. He balled out. Castle had a pick. So did Najee Israel. Deron Adams had a pick, and then Kaylon Barnes, the rookie, had an INT in this game too. His pick was nasty. A one-hand corner route. He jumped it, caught that shit with one hand. That was nasty. And then his pick was nasty in the red zone too. It was nasty. So, all right. So you see a really, really hard game to even put points on the board. 12-6 ball game. You know, at the end of the day, it came down to field goals. And you looking at a Hall of Famer, Justin Tucker missed 2 and an extra point. And the Buffalo Bills kicker made all 4 of his field goals, giving them a 12-6 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. So with that being said, you're looking at the matchup. Buffalo versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams are coaching in the Super Bowl for the first time this year. Hitter, are you with me?
Yeah.
What are the keys in this game for the Buffalo Bills?
Limit turnovers. Stifle the run. Play his game.
I agree. I think they have to really better. It starts with stopping the run. First off, stopping the run. He did a really good job in the championship game, stopping the run. He will have to continue that for them to really, be able to be in a good situation for this game. And then when you look at Tampa Bay, they want to come out and do what they do. They want to come out and run the football and kill you off play action.
99 reasons.
99 reasons. I do think he can be. But see, this is the thing. I would love to say he's the X factor of this game, but it really starts with Ruggs. If Ruggs having a good day, you're not running. I mean, 99. It goes like this. If Ruggs have a good day, then 99 reasons should have a good day behind it because Ruggs is having a good day. If Ruggs is getting shut in this game where he's not, he's not going crazy, 7.5 or more yards to carry, then I think 99 Reasons has to go out and win the game for him. That means it's going to be on Bradshaw and 99 Reasons. And can Hoodie stop the tight end that hasn't been stopped all year for the most part? So this game is simple. It's a simple game. It's really not too much to dig into. It really comes down to stopping the Bucs system and Hoodie being able to not turn the ball over, because defensively, those defensive players the Bucs got, they play really well. He hasn't had a situation too many times in a game where the computer AI doesn't play for him. So Hoodie got to be on point in what he does, especially if he's going to throw the ball. I don't know if Hoodie could line up and give his running back 25 carries to win this ball game. Like, I don't know if that's the thing. I think he got to stick with what he absolutely does to get him to where he's at right now. So I like this matchup. I'll tell you this: if this matchup gets played at 7 o'clock, then we might not be looking at a motherfucking tomorrow draft. If it's played after 7 o'clock and somewhere between 8:30 type shit, then if that happens, then I'll just stay with the schedule for tomorrow. But if they play at 7, that leaves us 8, 9, 10. We don't have to spend much time in those stages, re-signing. Right now, if you ain't re-signing your players back then, that's on you. That's on you. At the end of the day, your players should be re-signed right now. Because if I had to re-sign anybody, I can go do it right now. No matter who the fuck it is, they should be sitting right here in the re-sign stage. Here we go. So I should better re-sign. If I can re-sign my players, they all sitting right here to be re-signed. So you can re-sign your players right now. So it shouldn't be no excuse. So when that Super Bowl start is when I'm gonna decide if we're gonna do everything tonight or we're gonna do everything Sunday, depending on what time that game is played. I don't have a time on it yet right now. With that being said, let's get to the Pro Bowl. See who made it. See who did what right now. All right, so for the NFC, the starting quarterback in the NFC is Kyler Murray. Kellen Mond is the starting quarterback in the AFC. Elijah Manning at 2, Freddie Minor at 3, D. Thomas at 3, and Desmond Ridder is the 3rd. So the Diaper Danny made it to a Pro Bowl. Shout out to Mike and his quarterback into the Pro Bowl. Running backs, Harold Streets is 1, Joey Cummings is 2, Hits Israel is 3. On the other side, you got Javonte Williams, you got Ezekiel Stokes, and Tony Moody are your top 3 running backs. At the fullback position, you got Harris, Najee Harris. You got Johnston Jr., the 4th for the Cowboys, and Alex D. Shields for the Ravens. At receivers, Boseman, Waddle are your number 1s. Fuckback, Bell, your number 2s. Dorian Parker and Zach Bowman are your number 3s. At 4, J. Jawan Hudson and Bo Lynn. At 5, Anthony Harvin and Adrian Carmichael. And at 6, you have Sheldon Ward and Jermaine Pierre. The tight ends, number 1 is Sharp, Debo Sharp for the Eagles, Bryce Moss for the Chargers, King James for the Cardinals, Shannon Sharp for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Davis and Chip Parker for the Baltimore Ravens. Hey, sweetheart, what's going on? Work. How was work? All right. Left tackle, Stevenson in the NFC. I apologize if I don't know the team that he played for. Sorry for that. But he's the number 1 Pro Bowl left tackle. Santiago for the Baltimore Ravens is number 1 over there. You got Streets. And then you got Mahoney. I think Mahoney played for the Colts. You got Freeman. Grubbs for the Ravens. Klein. Hideli for the Patriots. O'Hara. Yanda at center for the Ravens. Sears. Pritchard. Oates for the Giants. Falk for the Ravens. Right guards Halen and Lewis. Strong, Spitzer, Dill, Carter. At the first left end, you got Pat Teller for the Bears, and then you got Bolden for the Chiefs, Angelo Falk for the football team. Justin Smith, I think, for the Jaguars. Jeremy Cumberland for the Cardinals. Jose Cuervo for the Bengals. You got C. Green at right end. Green. Who the fuck he play for? Rose for the Broncos. Dwayne Johnson for the Vikings. Chambers. Fuck Chambers play for again. Forgot. All right. Will Lowry for the Bears. Saragusa for the Ravens. Fraley for the Cardinals. Williams for the Steelers. Linebackers, you got Kanwanuka for the Giants and Ware for the Cincinnati Bengals. Michael Parsons for the Cowboys. Patrick Queen for the Jags. Snipes for the Vikings. Wilder for the Jags. Isaiah Simmons for the Cardinals. Ward for the Chiefs. You got Junior Nixon for the Lions and then Chris Rump for the Chargers. You got Alan Reed for the Seahawks and Johnny Wilson for the Texans. At corner, Sauce Garner, the diaper Danny, gets the #1 spot at the Pro Bowl for the Lions. Anthony Israel, #1 cornerback spot for the AFC side. Revis Allen for the Cardinals. Wild Goose for the Patriots. Samuels for the 49ers. Norman for the Patriots. Mullins for the Lions. And then Cameron for the Bengals. Wagner, Brahim Wagner at safety for the Lions. Najee Israel for the Ravens. Croswell for the Cardinals. Harris for the Colts. Chris Irons, the $200 million man for the Vikings, makes the Pro Bowl. I think he earned his money this year. Oh my God! And then Bubba Bolden, man, the newcomer, he diaper dandy for the Dolphins. He's gonna be a problem, especially when I'm done with the Dolphins. Solo Savage, man, played safety, corner, anywhere. Right now, he's in the Pro Bowl. Snake probably moved him to strong safety right before the Pro Bowl. And Rodney Harrison for the Patriots. At kicker, Henderson and Trailer, Koo and Drew. Your returners are Brown and Triplett, Rambo and Young. Young ain't play a fucking down. I don't know how he, you know what, Pro Bowl. There are your Pro Bowls. Snubs. Pooh Jers got snubbed. I see that, man. That's crazy. And he got snubbed to a computer player, too. Look, right here. Computer, I can't see nobody else. Let's see what they talking about at the press conference at the Pro Bowl. Who we play? I'm playing, man. Sit your sensitive ass down. I'm sure you would rather be at the Super Bowl. You fucking right, I would. Still has to be nice to wind down and wind down and have some fun. What do you get from coaching a Pro Bowl? Cut loose, coach elite talent. Neither one. Fuck you and this Pro Bowl. I don't play no fucking Pro Bowl. 5 staff points. We don't need no fucking 5 staff points. We got fucking 1,489. That shit.
You played the Pro Bowl?
Huh?
You played the Pro Bowl?
I played?
No, I played the Pro Bowl.
Oh, you played it?
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. I'm still in the game.
I don't know who I play.
On auto. Now you just got it don't tell you who you play, so I just put the whole except for you and Hoodie, I put everybody else in the AFC and me the playoffs on auto.
No.
It gave me a computer.
So whoever you played must have got fired. Because typically it don't let you do that.
I'm playing the computer.
Oh no, because I put them on auto.
Pick a role for Junkies. What you talking about? What you talking about, Matt? Enlighten me. We don't talking about for Madden Franchise Junkies 3. 48-hour road draft. All right, so everybody's here. Let me see. I don't see everybody got a coaching job, so we're not. Oh, nah. Anton about to lose his fucking league privileges right now. Boy, he still ain't joined the fucking league yet. Ah, damn. Yep. About to be next man up over here. Yep, that's the only computer team.
Marco.
That's probably who you had to play hitter.
Anton.
You're one of the Pro Bowl coaches for 48 hours. Hello, Mojo. All right. All right, fellas. So the dance. What fucking Super Bowl is this? Super Bowl 63. I see it. There you go. Super Bowl 63. So Super Bowl 63, man. Buffalo Bills face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both coaches are there for the first time. Fuck. Two coaches that are coaching in a game for the first time. One coaching in his first time in our league, period. In this league. One's playing in this league, this for the first time, but's been played. Who's played in multiple Super Bowls. What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's gonna be an exciting game, man. I think you know both players have a lot to prove, or want to prove, or want that validation. Especially, I know the Bucs still. You know, just from their many failures over the past seasons. You know, they want some validation to really show that in their mind they have arrived as as somebody in this league that could win when it count. You know, they win in the regular season, you know, at a high clip, but win when it matter and get the monkey off their back like Steve Young. Then you got somebody that's, you know, oldie but goodie, aka Hoodie. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, just came back to the league a couple seasons ago and has built a powerhouse over there. And in my opinion, why I think the AFC East is the best division in football. But again, it's an opinion, you know. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, you know. And I just think for him, this will be validation that he's not only a great GM, but a great coach, which is hard to do. You know, you got a lot of great coaches out there, but bad GMs. You got a lot of great GMs out there, but not so good coaches. I think he's trying to show that he's both.
What quarter are you in that Pro Bowl?
We're in the fourth quarter.
You playing yours too, Hitter?
Yeah.
I'm coming out now.
All right, so I'm not going to advance the league. Go ahead and play that shit. I'm not going to advance the league yet, but when I do advance the league, I'll come back live again because I want to show the players that upgraded after having great seasons.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come back now. No worries, short show. We're gonna come back. And we'll talk about the Super Bowl matchup once we advance to the Super Bowl. Once I advance, the draft class players will be back up again. I will be doing work to it. I gotta put the HBCU players inside the draft. So I'll still be doing work to the draft. But you guys will be able to go check out and get your boards together and figure things out because there's an opportunity at this offseason might happen tonight. You know, we're aiming if that Super Bowl get played at a reasonable time, none of you guys shouldn't hear no complaints by nobody. Everybody ain't got shit to do on Sunday unless you going to church or something like that. So there's no reason why we can't have a late fucking draft tonight. I don't want to hear that shit. And when I mean late, I'm talking about worst case scenario being drafted by 9:30. So it all depends on what time these guys play. Now if they play 8, 9 o'clock at night, which I'm hoping to fucking God they don't, then we probably will do the off season tonight. If they do, then it'll be sometime tomorrow evening, Sunday. So we'll sit around all day Sunday, bored as fuck, plucking our fingers, trying to figure it out. But what you can be doing right now is figuring out what you're going to do. Don't send no bullshit trades through. I'm telling you right now, I ain't got shit to do. Let a trade come in there and I look at it and be like, hell no, not what I be giving up. Fuck no, y'all niggas be like, how you always got the number 1 pick, number 10, and this and that. Go look at what the fuck I give up. Ain't a player I gave up that ain't shitting in the league right now. Yeah. And so go ahead and try to give a motherfucker something you don't need, and then throw a little something at him and think that shit gonna go through. Not while I'm around. Sorry, not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it. I'm gonna be all over that shit. I'm like, dang, hating like I'm out. Nope. bro. You got off something. Fuck that. Off something. But you should be doing your off-season stuff right now, like flat out, man. We should not have to wait for guys to re-sign players. I should not have to make a don't touch list. Only person that should be dealing with a don't touch list, I would say, will be the Texans. That's it. Other than that, I shouldn't have to deal with a don't touch list. You guys can re-sign right now while we're still sitting at the Pro Bowl. You can re-sign, and when I advance, you definitely can re-sign. So we don't have to spend that much time on re-signing at all. And you know, the free agency stages and things like that. We don't take long on that either. So it's possible. So good luck to both the players that are playing in the Super Bowl tonight, man. Shout out to Hoodie and shout out to my boy Craig for making it to a Super Bowl for the first time, man. Good shit. Got there, man. Hard work pay off. No matter what happens, right? Motherfucking, no matter how you got there, the failures that happen still results into something that got you
They make
playing
you
for
want it
one.
more, man.
Got you playing for the
Sheldon.
game that you're looking
Make
for. You
you
know what I mean?
appreciate it more.
One game away for, you know, reaching that ultimate feeling as a competitor. Simple as that. To be able to say you did it. You know what I mean? So let's go. Finish the motherfucking job. Simple as that. Man, shout out to both teams, bro. Two different style teams, man. They did it their way, getting there too. And here's the franchise guru. We are out of here.